So today, as I set up our tarps, I'm going to kind of go through what I do as a setup. I've had people ask and curious about the things we do. I can actually set camp in a very short period of time and have a nice, secure, dry camp when we get through. So stay tuned and we'll get started. We're staying for a few days in the McClelland Grassland National, wait a minute, let me do that again. McClelland National Grassland Area. And it's a recreational area where there are ATV riders off in the distance. So if you hear some noise, that's what that is. I just thought I'd let you know where we're at. It's a beautiful place. Maybe later I'll walk you around the campsite a little bit or around this area. There's also a lake back over here behind us. But what I wanted to show you is, many of you know we have a trailer along with our van. And I set a tarp off of either one or the other, or sometimes both. And what I try to do is I try to keep everything organized where it's going to go. So this tarp and the adjacent poles are in the van at all times, and then the other tarp for the trailer are back there with it, along with the side curtains and things we put up. So let's take a look at what I've got. The key to being able to set camp quickly is keep your stuff organized. Everything I need to set this tarp up is right here. I've got all of the guy ropes, which is going to take 4 of them because I have 2 poles. I normally wind the guy ropes up into neat little bundles, but I'll be honest, it started raining and I was in a hurry the last time I took it down. I've got the tent pegs that I need, the guy ropes that I need, and of course the tarp. The tarp is going to be attached with these little clip carabiners. They're not rated for climbing. Please don't climb with these. That's the warning that comes with them. But these clips are real handy for clipping into the eye bolts that are mounted on the van. Now the eye bolts are mounted on the van. They are mounted in the fiberglass portion, but they're mounted with a special fastener called a weld nut, and I'll try to put a note or two down here in the description somewhere. You can pick these weld nuts up at Lowe's. They're not that expensive, but that is the only fastener I recommend using with fiberglass. All the other fasteners, the vibration will cause the fastener to eat itself out of the fiberglass. The weld nuts are made with a rubber insert and hat, and when you put the bolt in, it is a blind fastener, by the way, so that means you don't have to be on the back side. You simply drill a hole from the exterior, push the fastener in, and then when you thread your eye bolt in, it will pull a nut that expands the rubber grommet, and also if you put a flat washer like I did on mine, it will push against the hat of the weld nut and it will seal the hole. My solar panels have been on the roof of this van for going on 4 years now, held down with those weld nuts. So that should tell you the rubber isolates the fastener from vibration eating up the fiberglass, and they stay put. So no more. I'm going to back the camera up over, I guess over there somewhere, so that you can see what it takes to set this tarp set up. One more thing, because we're out west where there's hard ground, keep a good hammer handy. It'll save you a lot of wear and tear on your feet and body. Okay, that's pretty much it. Only thing I'm going to do now is get the center pole, put in the middle in the table, and raise up a little peak to help it turn water. It's completely set. And evidence that I didn't preset or prearrange any of this is the fact that the temporary stake pulled up out of the ground, and I wasn't really quite sure how I was going to attach it to the picnic table. I try to use as many either natural anchors like trees or existing anchors like picnic tables and things as possible, so that we don't have as many guy ropes going to the ground for the dogs to get tangled in or for me to trip over. So I'm going to go get the center pole, pop it up, and I'll be back with you guys. So this telescoping pole is one that was made out of a fiberglass pole that slid inside of another fiberglass pole. It can be made out of PVC. My original one was. I had a nomad brother help me make this one when my PVC pole got a little hot laying on the heater in the back of the van. And it's got holes drilled all along the length of the inside tube, and then a hole drilled on the outside. What I'm going to do is take it in there and raise it up to the appropriate height and pin it, and then we'll have a nice centerpiece. And since the table is always a center point of our tarp, I do tie the pole off with a piece of string that I leave attached to the table. And as you can see, it creates a nice peak, which does a couple of things for us. It helps the rain run off the tarp and doesn't cause it to pull the tarp down. It raises it a little bit higher above our head, which if the sun were shining on it is real handy to keep it from getting hot. You'll notice this is a lighter colored tarp. It is not the blue colored tarp. The one I have for the trailer is blue on one side, silver on the other. So it depends on what the temperature is, how I set it up. But that's pretty much it. That's the whole tarp set up. And I've got another video that talks about a little tip that I do with the guy lines on the corners of the tarp. I'll link that down below. Check it out. There's camp. So you guys get out, be safe, and go adventure.